But death is the most horrible thing that is in people's minds. And they try to cover that by all activity of the senses. They try to enjoy life and so forth. It's understandable, because they don't have that knowledge. If they would know that they are truly immortal, being caught now, so to speak, crucified in that mortal cross of flesh. See, and this immortal part in you will be awakened step by step when you listen to me, when you follow the teaching of the Book of Light. Now, what is every being that we are aware of? It is individualized divinity. We call it the God spark. On the way, being fully aware that it is God. So when you ask who is God, then I tell you, you are God. If you say, if I'm God, why am I not aware of it? Well, this is the path of your life. To be aware of it that you are God. We all are gods in the making. Now let's see. We come to the basis of the Book of Light, and we have to be so detailed because this is great responsibility to reveal that teaching. First of all, there is a place, and I already hinted to it, where we come from and where we go to. Just depends what we understand under we, what we understand of we. Who is the true being? And a safe way, dear friends, to understand who you are is to better ask, who am I not? One thing I can tell you, you are not that which vanishes. Otherwise you wouldn't be aware of the change. This is the first hint. But for thousands and hundreds of thousands of years we have been directed in a way of thinking that we are that of which we are now aware of. This is what you are. Oh really? That's what I am. Well, and we are young, we are old, we are born. You see, the Book of Light teaches there is no life per se. It sounds negative now, but I tell you something. There is no life. Although we may use that term now. There's only a dying process. Everything you are aware of is a dying process. When you are born, you actually experience the beginning of a dying process. This is what happens. You die at birth. Already then the dying process begins. And it ends when it ends. Now then there's no hope. No? We're just a dying process. Dear friends, if we would be that dying process, then there would be no problem for us. We are God's sparks on the way through material world and even the most spiritual, fine world, and we seek for experience there to discover who we really are. And when we finally have detached from all those realms with which we identified ourselves, we will be true gods. That is true immortality. We are not destroyed from where we come. When we return to where we came from, we are not destroyed. Just our sheaths, our different bodies that we have, we will come to that, are taken away from us. Now, our desire still for these bodies, and this is already teaching of karma and reincarnation, bring us back again onto that realm with which our desire bound us at the moment of death. We do that over and over and over again until we know that until we have detached ourselves from desire from those realms, then we are fully enlightened, awakened. Then we can, by the way, return into the transient world. But we are free. That is true freedom. Not to enjoy the senses and to enjoy the feeling that we have with the senses, but to overcome that. Not to suppress it, to overcome it. Then we are gods. Then we are true gods. Then we are the masters. Then we are Chohans. Then we are one of those beings who dictated to me the Book of Light. So we, from the Book of Light, have this source from which we came as first step, so to speak. In order to understand what that source is, you have to have an empiric experience in meditation and study. It cannot be named. And some people say because it cannot be named, it doesn't exist. It is beyond the world of appearances. And if I would name you, give you a name, it can only apply to this world of appearances, which is transient. This is the great mystery. You can experience it right now at meditation. You will experience it in meditation already with our technique that we have, soul breath meditation. Each day, have an hour meditating. You will more and more cast off this attachment to the outer sheath, and yet you still are. And when you have reached in meditation already that realm from which you came, you for yourself will know it. But when you return from it in the meditation, I will ask you, what was it? You will say, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. This is the personal mystery that everyone who studies the Book of Light has to experience. It is the experience of true immortality, dear friends. Not this attachment to something which will be eaten by the worms. Although we don't teach suppress your desires or this or that. Overcome them. Live a modest life. Observe them. Don't yield to everything. See? And the more you detach from that transient appearance to which you are attached, the closer you come to the true immortality, the true immortal, timeless, eternal, uncreated being that you are. And we have addressed that being in you. Something happens already in you. So then we can say this is the first column, the teaching of the Book of Light, the first base. And then there's something else different. There is Mula Prakriti, root matter. Root matter, which is always there. See, I give an example. Religions, when you ask a Muslim, who created Allah? He says, no one was always there. He's right. When you ask a Christian, who created your God? He will say, no one. He was always there. Right. See what unites them both? Both. But we teach everything that you see now, everything you experience is always there, uncreated, timeless, eternal, and changes form periodically, driven by desire. So, we have as a second base, Mula Prakriti, which is root matter, the essence of all matter and manifestation. Now we need, something is missing, no? We are missing. Book of Light calls us the monad, the God sparks. We fall over and over into that Mula Prakriti, into that root matter, surrounding ourselves according to our state of ignorance, I should say, of desire with it, outliving that state, suffering from it, from its transiency, clinging to it, as taken away from us, we drift back into the source, but the desire remains, we will see how, and throws us out again. The reawakening of the universe. So three are there. The source, I will not say what it is. You can experience it in meditation. I spoke about it. When you come out of it, you will not be able to say. And yet that is it. And still the Brahmins are not right when they say Tattvam Asi, because they mean by that the transient world. The highest heavens, Devachan we call it. Even these heavens are transient. We will understand that. What the religions promised to the believers in heaven you will live eternally. No. No way. Even there, you have to leave. Now we have three. We have the source of everything. We have Mula Prakriti. The order can be changed. I could also say we have the source and then we have all beings. Divine sparks, God sparks, jivas, Sanskrit. And we have Mula Prakriti, matter, root matter, in its the essence of all matter that we are aware of, and which we are of which we are carrying with ourselves, the bodies. So, the three interact periodically. And when the divine sparks dive into root matter, they attain the form that we are aware of. Therefore, everything is divine. Temple, body is the temple of God, you could say now. And understand more the true meaning. What is absolute existence? Dear friends, absolute existence would be detachment from everything transient. Are you ready for that? Are you aware of that? See, the first question, are you ready of that, or for that? If you are not, it doesn't matter. Because Book of Light will teach you to return as, could I say, as painless as possible, guided by that teaching. Then, are you ready for the source? Same way Book of Light will teach you. So the Book of Light teaches two things. Return or not return. But you yourself are not destroyed. You just don't return anymore. And because that is such an intensive topic, goes so deep, Book of Light has other scriptures, like a tree has many leaves and branches. One of the important scriptures is divine message from the true God, Nirvana. See, and by God we mean no creator God. And we are no atheists. Solve the riddle. You will solve it when you continue listening. So these three interact periodically and cause the reawakening of a situation that we call now the universe. And I have sometimes the problem, when I say something, to reveal immediately too much. Forgive me my imperfect way of teaching to you the Book of Light or passing it on. The Master would erase several times its brows. What is beyond the world of appearance? If we see the world of appearance, of transiency, as Brahman and the entire universe, we would see it's beyond. Exactly that experience of which I say that you can tell it when you return from your meditation. Sooner or later, in case you have reached that inner realm, it may take a while, of true immortality, true timeless eternal being. Then you could say it's beyond. Now beyond in the language of Sanskrit means para. Para Brahman, beyond, would be a term for that. See, but I have acted now against my own teaching. But see, these are it's like helping to explain the unexplainable. The source from which we come can have no name. I can say that it is beyond the world of appearance, beyond Par Brahman. This is something that we will empirically have this experience in meditation and by the teaching. Because you may call it the absolute. But when we say that, we already use finite words in finite world. And we are very careful, the Book of Light, to do that.